Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be working on the IS300 Sport Cross. I haven't done a project or anything on this car in a little while now. So in today's video, I discovered that they make belt moldings for the top of the door now that are aftermarket, that are less than 30 bucks. So in today's video, we'll go ahead and take the old ones off, put on the new ones, and we'll do a quick review of those to see how well the build quality is and everything, and to see if it's worth investing in. So stay tuned. It took 20 something years, but the aftermarket finally caught up for the IS300 as far as providing these belt moldings right here. So these are replacements for the belt moldings on the doors near the top of the windows. What they are is they're actually a rubber coat that deteriorates over time, and to get the replacement ones from the dealer in the US, they're probably like $300 to $350 if they're still even available now. But these things, you can still get them from Japan for about $250 shipped from Japan, depending on the exchange rate. But now we have these aftermarket versions for 25 to 30 bucks. So I picked these up from eBay. I'll leave a link down in the description, but we're gonna go ahead and try to install these today and see how they look compared to the old crusty ones on the vehicle already. So these are your typical Chinese stuff that ships in this box. It's not well packed as far as additional packaging and everything inside. So the first set I got actually had a huge bend right here down the middle, and it ended up bending everything inside. So these things were pretty much useless. So I ended up having to get a refund and buying a second set. I have this set right here that I kind of bent back, but they're still kind of bent up and broken. And I've got the new set. So far, as far as build quality, just looking at the back side of them, they have that little velvet stuff that's on there that's just like the OEM ones that actually rides up against the window. We'll see how long that actually lasts. Right now it looks pretty good, but who knows how well they glued it or what kind of flock they used to make this. But overall, the ends and everything look pretty good. All the way to the end there's a rubber coat on this outside layer that goes all the way through the end to the molding, and the end caps on the back side you can see is kind of made with the metal backing and all that, which is typical of these things. So we'll go ahead and look at the ones on the vehicle and take those off and swap these out. So the ones on my car, I actually recoated them about a year and a half ago with some trim paint just to clean them up a little. They were really crusty. I had a separate video on that where I actually showed the details on how to take this thing out. On today's video, we'll go ahead and unbolt it, see if they can pop out pretty easily. This time around, I'm not worried about damaging or breaking the OEM ones. On my other video, I showed you how to carefully take it off. I actually had the door panels taken out so I could actually see it and take it out better. But for my case right now, I'm just gonna unbolt what's on the inside here and take it off, and hopefully it pops off easily the way I did it on the last video. On the front side, you have the one screw here on the back of the door. That screw pretty much holds everything in over here also. So you want to slide that thing back. A little bit of it actually tucks under the mirror here, but on my other video, I actually took that off too because I also coated this to make sure I got all that trim right there done and cleaned up on that video. So we'll go ahead and do the front door first. So we'll go ahead and unbolt this, the one Phillips screw. So to remove the mirror, you pop the tweeter off right here, and then you have access to the 10 millimeters. There's 3 of them here that hold that thing on, so you could pretty much get to it. Right here in the corner, it's a little bit tight as far as the door panel goes. You might have to pop the door panel right there, but the other 2 come off pretty easily. And then you gotta make sure you don't damage your tweeter right here. So I decided I'm just go ahead and take the door panel off to make it just a little bit easier. I don't want to risk breaking anything or bending anything and all that, and just to access that last screw. So what you want to do is you want to pop this thing off. There's a little cover right here that takes apart this guy. You want to pop this thing off and take the screw that's right here, and then you can pop the whole door panel off and unplug the light down there, as well as unplug the switch right here. So we'll go ahead and time lapse through that. If you want to see a more detailed removal of that, you can check out my other video also. So So I got everything unbolted. The last thing is this thing. On my previous video, I showed you how to do that. So what you have to do is get 2 trim tools on the top and the bottom here, because there's 2 pegs that hold this backside in. And then the front side is actually in there with a little hook. So that's why this thing's a pain in the ass to take out. And if you don't know how to do it, you're gonna end up breaking it. I ended up taking the mirror off and everything off, so now we have access to the back of this thing. From what I remember, there's gonna be periodic clips behind this thing right here. The one thing you can do is have a little flat tool that tucks under there and hooks it from the back side to release it. But right now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try ahead and tap it forward, see if I can get it out like I did last time, and we'll just jiggle it around with it until it comes apart. So I've got this little headlight hook tool. Trying to see if I can hook it underneath and feel where it's being held, and then pop a couple of these out. Okay, bam. Just gotta get it started. And then you have this little hook tool right here. Can help you kind of bend it and get it out, but it's definitely a pain in the ass. Luckily, we're not going to reuse this again, so I'm not worried about bending it, but if you were to reuse it, you have to be more careful. So you see where that tool kind of gouged up the old trim right here. And I'll show you in a second what is being held on the door side, so you guys can figure this out yourselves easier. So on the door itself, there's these little tabs right here. There's another one right there. So there's actually like 5 of them along the door here. I think last time I did it, I bent it out a little bit just to make sure I was gonna get a good spot, but it might have been too much where it was holding it on too much. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them along here on the tab that holds this in. So that's gonna be their Achilles heel trying to take this thing out. So once we get the new one, you wanna make sure you got the correct side for the door. Before you go in, you probably wanna just hand squeeze these things together just to make sure that you have a nice closed gap so it hooks those things better, because if you don't do that, it might pop off and later on, and then you'll end up having the back of it or the edge of it not seated correctly. So just kind of squeeze it by hand along the whole row of it, because yeah, you just don't trust the aftermarket one to be as tight, so you just want to make sure that those things make good connection with the clips on the actual door itself. So once you feel that's good, let's go ahead and line it up. You want to use the back side here as your starting point probably, because this is where you want to make sure it's lined up, because the front side kind of tucks under the mirror anyways. So you want to tuck this thing in and then just press it down, and then you should kind of feel it clip in those 6 spots. And then the backside hole is going to end up being with the screw anyway, so you want to before you put everything back together, just make sure you have everything nice and pressed down. Everything looks good. That thing looks nice right now as far as fitment goes. Everything kind of lines up. The screw went in really well. The front side here looks pretty good. I'm gonna put the mirror back in. We'll see how that looks once I put everything back together, but so far so good as far as this door goes. All right, we got everything back up, rolled the window up just to make sure everything went back on good. This thing looks pretty nice right now. Brand new trim with the matte black. The inside, putting that door panel back in, it was a little bit tricky up top. For some reason, mine wasn't latching in until the last minute. Finally got it in, but pretty much everything else goes back on the way you took it apart. So definitely take apart the door panel, makes it a lot easier to access that front trim. So we'll go ahead and move on to the back one. Hopefully this one comes off easier, but I doubt it. Probably gonna have the same issues we had up front here. So on the rear door, you have it right there as far as the screw goes, and that's the only screw that holds it on. Everything else in here is just a compression fit onto tabs on the actual door itself. So we'll go ahead and try to pop that out right here on the back side. Go ahead, take apart the inside screw here. So after I took the screw off, I actually watched my old video and I had another way to do it with the window rolled up. So we'll go ahead and try that with the window rolled up on that method I did the first time. Hopefully it's not in tight for some reason, but we'll try that with a trim tool with the window up. So what I was doing on that other video is I put it in here and I bent it forward like this and it released the clips, but I'm not hearing it this time like I did the other video. Oh, there it goes. So yeah, what you do is there's a lip right here. You kind of get that thing under that lip and then you pull it forward back and then it bends the thing a little bit out of shape, just enough to get it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean all the dirt off of here and then put the new trim on. So again, you want to do is like we did last time, just go ahead and just hand squeeze all this so that way it gets a good compression. So when it goes in there, it'll grab that tab easier. You don't want to have it too wide open so it doesn't grab it. So you just want to hand get it back here. The back here is going to be an issue just because you don't have any screws or anything, so it's all depending on that little hook to get that grab that edge, then that you didn't damage it when you were taking it apart. So So once we do that, we'll go ahead and line up this spot. Make sure you get all the lined up here, and then just press down. Then you want to roll down the window so you get better force on the top of it. So we roll down the window, go ahead, press down on it. Just for good measure, just go ahead and see if you can bend this thing back. Get that screw in that you took apart. But overall, looks pretty good. Everything fit back right. So this looks way better now. It matches the back trim here. Goes all the way back as that matte rubber finish. But yeah, looks pretty good here. So we'll go ahead, get to those. So I was able to pull it off with a little bit of brute force and doing it that way, about wedging against the window. But like I said, I think this way, what I do is basically you get it into there, you get it right there, and what you do is you wedge it, so you actually put that pressure and you pull it away from that clip, and then you pop it out using the curve, the slight curve on here, just kind of bend it back. But it is slightly destructive, so if you were trying to do this and preserve the straightness of this, you probably want to take the door panel off and do it slowly, but I was just trying to get it out so I get the new one in. So what I did, when we put it back on, you want to roll the window down just to make sure, check all your tabs that you didn't bend them too much, and then squeeze this thing before we put it back in. This side, we still have the mirror on, so when we put it on, you want to go ahead and just slide that into there and get it inside that mirror area before you push it all down. Ooh, I was hoping I didn't have to take apart the mirror, but it looks like I do, because when I measure this thing on the end here, it actually goes pretty far inside this mirror, and it's pretty tight right now as far as fitment goes, so I'm gonna have to take apart the mirror. As much as I wanted to avoid taking off the door panel, I ended up having to take apart the door panel. So this thing was a big pain in the ass. That last screw was a pain to get, this one right here in the lower corner. But now that we got it, we'll go ahead and line everything up and just pop this thing in and get it all back together. So now we know we can't really shortcut this install. Yeah, that thing goes in about quarter to almost half an inch into there, so I definitely have to take off the mirror for any kind of install. All right, got everything back in. This back side right here is a little bit long on that, so you can file that down a little bit to clear the actual door, but overall we got everything in here. Everything pretty much lines up perfectly. Color looks really good, pretty much matches the old 25-year-old Edge right here, but we'll go ahead and put some 303 armor to clean it and protect it from UV, but looks pretty good for $28. I was able to put some 303 protectant on here, so everything's protected from UV now. That's pretty good as far as all the trim goes. You can see the old one is starting to deteriorate like around those edges, but can't really do anything about it on these quarter windows. You just gotta live with it because they probably don't make that anymore for this, and you have to take out that window to replace that. Hey guys, thanks for joining me all the way to the end of this video on changing out those belt moldings on here. As you can see, it's a little bit more painful doing the front versus the rear just because of the tweeter and accessing that mirror just to remove it. You gotta take apart all that door panel crap. For the rear, we were able to pop that pretty easily. If you guys need the same trim, check out the links down in the description. I'll link to the eBay listing where I got these things for. A lot of eBay sellers right now are selling it for 25 to 30 bucks. So go ahead and get it now before the price goes up. I think on Amazon, it's a little bit more, but the shipping might be quicker on Amazon. Anyways, if you found this video useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to your channel, go ahead and subscribe to your channel. Turn on bell notifications, get notified every time I upload a video. Whether I'm working on the car, in the garage, whatever I'm doing, if I can do it, you guys can do it. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.